I'm here with Mr. Calvin Young. So Calvin, I have a question for you today.
Sure.
So what does it mean to be human, Calvin?
To be human means that you have emotions and have the ability to control those emotions.
Alright, so next we have a variety of interviews coming from Miss Brown's science class that are mostly sophomores. Look, here comes Liz Dugas. Good morning, Liz.
Good morning, Mike.
So, I have a question today for AP English that I'd like to ask you.
Okay, shoot.
So what does it mean to be human?
Well, I think humans are different than animals because humans can control their emotions and animals cannot, and that's what makes us different.
So, could you give us an example of that?
I think so. Like dogs only have 4 emotions, like happy, sad, pissed off, or can I say that?
Yeah.
Okay, pissed off or hungry. Whereas humans have a whole big spectrum of being, emotional and stuff. This is my hair.
So next we have Kevin Maynard from Mrs. Brown's class as well. Look, here he comes.
Going golfing later, guys. How's it going, Mike?
Good. How's it going, Mr. Maynard?
Pretty good.
So, my question for you today is, what does it mean to be human?
Thumbs. We have opposable thumbs. Helps me with my golf swing.
That's not true. Monkeys have opposable thumbs.
Alright, so next we have Mike Powderly from Mrs. Brown's class as well. Here he comes down the hallway.
Hey, Mike.
Well, how's it going, Mike?
It's going pretty well. This is my girlfriend, Kat.
Hi, Kat.
Hi.
So, Mike, today I have a question for you.
All right.
What does it mean to be human?
Well, to be human, I think you have to have a conscience. I mean, a lot of people don't necessarily use their conscience, but it affects your thinking in at least some sort of way. We also have forethought. We can think about the consequences or effects of something before we do it. And so that's like another big thing. I don't think animals really have forethought. And also we have technology. We have computers, we have airplanes, anything that can be considered technology, we have it.
That may be true, but animals also kind of have a rudimentary form of technology. Take an otter, for example. They use a stone to crack open a shell to get to the insides of it.
That is true. Most animals use a form of crude technology. So let's say that humans use advanced technology to accomplish tasks.
Sounds good. Who should we interview next? Oh, Mrs. Cody. Mrs. Cody, what do you think it means to be human?
Empathy.
Can you define that, please?
Look it up in a dictionary.
Okay, thanks.
Thomas Boyce here, reporting live from Oakmont Regional High School, trying to find out what does it mean to be human. Sophomore, blonde-haired Shelby Snyder,
Hey.
joining us today to answer this question. Shelby, what do you think it means to be human?
I'm not really, sure, but, I think we invent things, I don't think animals invent things really, right? We do.
A lot of animals actually have been found using simple tools, which would be inventing things, using those to aid them just as humans do.
Oh, but I don't know, I think that we use better tools and invent better things, like technology and stuff,
Like what?
Like computers. I don't see animals making computers and stuff,
This is Oakmont's best and brightest of the class of 2014. Thank you, Shelby.
Alright, so, now we're going to get an artistic view on what it means to be human. Look, here comes Miss Barry.
Hi, Michael.
Hi, Miss Barry.
Hi, Michael.
So I have a question for you today.
You have a question for me?
Yes, for you.
Wonderful.
So what do you think it means to be human?
What does it mean? Human. Well, being human, as you and I are, we like to express ourselves through art in many different forms of art, such as literature and paintings. Paintings are always key. It's interesting to try to grasp the concept of art because when you look back in the prehistoric ages, when there were cavemen, you see cave paintings. Now, we use art today to convey emotions and messages. And, when you look back at the cave paintings, they also used art to convey emotions and messages. So, to me, it's interesting to think about because even from the onset of humanity, we've always been using art, whether it is to try to use it to convey a simple message like, hey, there's a mammoth out there, you should go get it, go get the mammoth. Or whether it's to try and say, I don't know if you've seen this lovely spot by the bay with the sunset, you should go on the bus and see the lovely bay with the sunset, because it's so pretty. Now, the other thing I'd have to say is, maybe animals don't use art like we do. But when you think about nature, nature is what most art is made of. And who lives in nature? Well, the animals live in nature. They love nature. They live there. So what they do is they make all these pretty little settings. Maybe not even on purpose, but it just makes you think maybe animals have that same idea of art as well. I'm going to turn it back over to Michael, but I think that humans are different than animals, and what makes us human is to express ourselves through the arts.
Alright, so now we're going to get the point of view from Mr. Smith, who has his master's in psychology. So this should be a good interview. Hello, Mr. Smith.
Oh, Michael, good to see you.
Good to see you too,
Good
Mr.
today,
Smith.
sir?
Thank you. So I have a question for you today.
All right, proceed, please.
So, what do you think it means to be human?
It's a very interesting question, Michael. I like the way you worded it. What do I think it means to be human? Well, an interesting thing about humanity is the sense that we can think of ourselves as a whole. Most animals won't think of themselves as like a bird won't think of itself as like, oh, what other birds are doing today, or how the other birds in Africa are doing today. They think about themselves and how they're going to survive the day. We as humans are very concerned with how everybody around the world is doing. We are very involved in affairs with other countries, and we want to make sure everybody's doing well, and even in our own country. When you see somebody who's poverty-stricken, you feel the need to help them, which is very interesting. The other thing I'd have to say is, humans are capable of failing all the time. We are infinitely valuable. And the weird thing about it is, we can learn from our mistakes and move forward and try not to make the same mistake again. So at the same time, we can go to bed at night knowing we failed at something and wake up the next morning wanting to be better at that. It's a very interesting concept, because when you go out and a gazelle makes a wrong move and now it's in lion territory, it doesn't have the chance to fail again. We have that opportunity to come back and rise above the failure and succeed, making that success that much sweeter.
What does it mean to be human? Well, this is our conclusion, and we're going to me, Zach Rochel, and Michael Busy for it. Let's start off with Zach.
Hey, how's it going? Well, you see, humans have temptations. In anything, there's temptations. If you remember in Beowulf, there's the temptation, at least in the movie, to sleep with the Angelina Jolie character. Because all humans have some sort of temptation, whether we give in to it or not. Well, that's where forethought comes in, because we also have forethought. We can think about the consequences of something before we do it. I mean, I feel like that's a big key to being human. You can contemplate what is going to happen before you do it. Tommy, what do you think about that?
What I think about what it means to be human? I think being human is interesting because, we have the ability to set goals for ourselves and try to achieve those goals, whereas other animals, their primary goal is just to live day to day and try to survive and live for the next because they don't know what's coming next. We have the unique ability to plan for what the future may hold while still living in the present. Humans are unique in the sense that we show empathy, whereas many animals don't. You don't see a tiger go attack a zebra, eat it, and then go, oh, get back to that zebra. I'm not going home to his family tonight. When we feel sad for somebody or we see somebody in need, we have the immediate motion to try to want to help them, to try to want to get them through their tough times and make them feel better. I think that's something unique that humans have that maybe we don't, or other animals don't.
I've got another one. I mean, we have levels of consciousness. We have our superego, our ego, our EO. I mean, that's something that animals definitely don't have. And also, we learn from our mistakes. If my cat scratches me and I kick it down the stairs, it's still going to come and scratch me again, knowing that I'm going to kick it down the stairs. It just doesn't seem to learn. But also, something that humans have that animals don't is standards. We have standards that we go by. We have morals. And also, and probably most importantly, I mean, I don't know about you, but we have pride and honor. Beowulf. I am Beowulf! Powerful. He has a sense of pride for himself. Animals don't have that. Tom?
I totally disagree, dude. Tigers take a lot of pride in what they do. They sleep for 20 hours a day and still run the jungle. They take pride in that.
True.
So, you know, you might be bearable, but Tig would still mess your stuff up.
I was born this way.